The provincial and federal governments are set to make a funding announcement this morning focused on preventing crime and combating auto theft in Ontario.
Premier Doug Ford set to appear aside federal public safety minister Dominic Leblanc and other officials. Leblanc announcing earlier this month the feds would hold a national summit on auto theft, which has become a growing problem across the country. Here are some numbers. 9,600 vehicles approximately stolen in Toronto in 2022. That was up 300% from 2015. This morning's announcement is set for 9 a.m.
And CP24's Courtney Heels is live for us outside of York Regional Police Headquarters with more on this. Courtney.
Good morning, Jennifer and Nick. That's right. Just last week, we heard from York Regional Police talking about the recovery of about 52 stolen vehicles as part of a major investigation. Many police agencies right across this country focused on this right now because they are receiving many calls over stolen vehicles that then end up overseas. Let's bring in CTV's public safety analyst, Chris Lewis, to talk more about this. Good morning, Chris. So we're hearing this is going to be an investment in fighting these auto thefts. This is a huge issue that many people are focused on at this time. They're worried about. How could additional money help fight this problem?
Well, it's interesting to see the feds and the province united on this issue. That's a good thing, obviously, because the province has already announced a number of times over the past year millions and millions of dollars to help fight auto theft. So that's all good. Agencies are doing a great job. There's been a lot of projects and a lot of arrests and cars seized recently. But having the feds at the table is really important. They're having the summit, of course, that's coming up shortly. But the RCMP and CBSA have huge roles to play because these vehicles are leaving the country. They're being shipped out, often out of the Port of Montreal. And if you don't have the feds at the table, then you're missing a piece of what you can and can do in terms of the international relationships and much more. So we don't know exactly how much money or what it's intended for, but it can certainly help police in a variety of ways, from staffing to technology to vehicles to operating expenses and more.
This also seems like a theft that's really picked up over the last couple of years. Why does this seem to be such an issue now compared to, say, 10 or 20 years ago?
I think it's a money thing, and of course, technology. Let's face it, organized crime will deal in pork bellies if there's money in it. And of course, vehicles, the high-end vehicles, there's a lot of money involved and a huge demand. They get way more than they're worth if they ship them overseas because they're willing to pay. And then the technology issues, the ability to copy key fobs and access them electronically through people's front doors if they've got them hanging near their front door. That's really changed the game a bit. Technology needs to evolve in a way that's not so easily done. But in the meantime, it's organized crime. It's complex. It's international, huge financial implications, and difficult for police to fight. And so the bad guys know that. And so ultimately, they're making a lot of money in the process.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the feds and the provincial ministers have to say about this announcement today and exactly what we're talking about in terms of investment. CTV public safety analyst Chris Lewis joining us live this morning. Chris, thank you.
Thank you, Courtney.
So, Nick, Jennifer, later on this morning, Premier Doug Ford, as you mentioned, speaking alongside Federal Public Safety Minister Dominic Leblanc, talking about the money that will be going into fighting crime, but also really focusing on auto thefts. This is a major issue that so many people are paying attention to see, is there anything that really can be done here to prevent it? Over to you.
It'll be interesting to see what the two levels of government have to say together. Courtney Heels reporting live. Thank you.